guitar player just like, yeah, fucking widdly woohoo, let's go. And I'm like, yeah, I'm with you. This is cool. I'll put down all of my guitars and let you do it from now on. Then he threw a wah pedal in at the end just because he could. It was really cool. You know, it's music that makes you smile, right? That's what you want. Ultimately, it's proper filthy rock and roll. That's probably, you know, we're like 2 or 3 tracks in, and present company accepted because Mr. Happychainsaw.
Wow, Mr. Happychainsaw.
Yeah, Mr. Happychainsaw are obviously fantastic, but you know, for this week, this is like my new favourite band. These guys are awesome. I think they're absolutely fabulous. They're brilliant. That's proper cool. I'm pretty much yeah. I've said all I need to say. Proper filthy rock and roll. Love it.
Martin.
I love all that kind of stuff. Yeah, I think that's brilliant. It's one of those bands you kind of can't put your finger quite on it, but you can see elements from a lot of other artists and bands, like the Slash, Guns N' Roses stuff. I totally get that, and there's almost kind of like Pantera kind of System of a Down style guitar solo shredding going in there. Yeah, I love that kind of stuff.
You know, 2 things on that. System of a Down, it's kind of ironic that you mentioned them because I was thinking about the song Cigarro the other day for some reason. Mm-hmm. And the other thing is too is with the GNR and Slash Snake Pit. The one song I haven't heard in a long time of them, and I should listen to it again. Do you remember the song "Hangers and Beggars On"?
Yeah.
Man, one of the best Slash Snake Pit tunes ever. And for some reason, people don't remember that. So I was like, how don't you remember that? It was like one of the first singles they put out.
Yeah, it was just that those 2 albums were absolutely brilliant, and there were tracks like that all over them. It was just it was fantastic. And I can't remember if it was like, I think he had different singers on each of the albums. I think there was a bit of a gap between them, so I think it was kind of like the stuff that Slash did recently, where with Mars Kennedy and all that. Right. Where the first album he did, you know, when Mars Kennedy sang 1 or 2 of the tracks, but there was everyone on there. There was Lemmy and everyone else. I think Slash's Snake Pit was kind of an early version of that, where he just worked with a load of people, but the difference being they probably weren't as famous.
The thing about Slash too is he's just the kind of guy who just likes to jam, right? He doesn't care who it's with. He just wants to jam.
Yeah, that's it, man. And you know, why not? There's a really good interview with him where he's saying, I can't remember how old this son would have been, but you know, say he's like 14, 15 or something, and he's in a band, and he's like, yeah, I went down the basement and just jammed with them. And you think those kids must have been like, oh my god.
Right, eh?
Like, you know, you're sitting there going, E-E-A. Oh my god, Slash is jamming with us. What the fuck?
Yeah.
It's insane, but yeah, he took a thing off, like when he sort of left Guns N' Roses, and you know that all went, and he went a bit quiet, and he did, I think it was 2 or 3 years where he joined like a blues band playing in like random clubs, but no one really knew who he was.
Right.
I mean, they might have known him, you know, on the peripheries, but he wasn't billing himself as him or, you know, telling anyone where he was. He was just jamming with this blues band in various, you know, 100, 200 cab venues across America. He just likes playing the guitar. I think that's awesome. That's you know, as a guitarist, I'm like, yeah, Slash and Jimmy Page. That's it for me. If I could play half as well as either of them, or half as well as both and combine it, then I feel like some sort of god. That's the dream.
Well, we're going to do one more song with Martin here, and the next one up is a band, thanks to you, Mike. This one's called The Final Clause of Tactus. The song's called 7 Years. Dig this.
Get up! Yeah! It's been 7 years, and I know that it feels it's been way too long. But now I got myself back on the run. Everybody else know how I got it going on. 2 times, 3 times, it doesn't matter how or why. I'm just here to remind, 'cause you can't deny that we got the style, and we're bringing back the funk. So we bring it on down with the sound, 'cause you're never gonna find another man who can bring me down to my knees while I plead for the right to breathe. While you're begging me to keep the peace, I'm holding high. That's where my head's at, and I want the whole world to join me. Put your hands in the air, say what? We got So tell me what you've got. Yeah, tell me what you've got. Tell me what you've got. Tell me what you have got. Tell me what you've got. Tell me what you've got, kid. And it all came down to this. Never thought it was me that you would miss, but so you did, and now I'm here just to make sure we get this message clear. And it all comes to an end, and it's been fun, my friends. But now the truth is told, so please behold. 'Cause we brought back the funk. 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 'Cause we brought back the funk.
Right on. The final clause of Tactus 7 Days. You know, I remember the first time we heard the song, and again, it's courtesy of you, Mike. You know, I mentioned like Red Hot Chili Peppers kind of sound a lot like Red Hot Chili Peppers, but also remind me of Rage Against the Machine because song very close to Know Your Enemy.
Yeah, it's definitely got that vibe about it. It's got that kind of era of Rage written all over it, and it is kind of like if you smash together Rage Against the Machine and the Red Hot Chili Peppers, you'd probably come out of the band a bit like this. They do it really, really well. I just, there's so many things I love about these guys. The way that I say I discovered them, that's a very loose term. I signed up to Spotify because I wanted to hear a playlist that my mate created, Stuart Clatt-Lewis, who does the Premium Blend radio show, and he said, "Oh, you should check out this playlist." I was like, "Actually, I've never bothered with Spotify. I must do that." And then I sort of put a thing out. I said, "Oh, if anyone's on Spotify, give us your bad name and I'll follow you if I like you," sort of thing. And these guys came up. I was like, "Whoa, what's this? What have I been missing?" It made me think recently maybe we should do an NMS playlist and update it or something on Spotify, but I don't. John Magnuson's your man for that.
We can't do that yet, unfortunately. But
that was kind of that was kind of how I found them. And then just the more I hear them, the more I'm like, these guys are awesome. And again, there's a little bit of wah wah pedal love in there, which is a whole thing on its own. I could just listen to people playing with wah wah pedals for a couple of hours, to be honest with you, and I'd be pretty happy. So they've ticked that box. And yeah, they just he's got the funk. He said it. I can't say any better than that, man. He's wicked. They're really, really cool. They're a great band. I think they're from Reading, and I think we want to get over there. In fact, I think we're talking about that might be one of the stops on the Five Chainsaws tour that is hasn't not much has happened with recently, I must admit. But Martin and I are hoping to put together early next year. So yeah, I love these guys. I think they're brilliant. What do you reckon, Martin?
To me, it sounded like if Kiedis had been the lead singer of Audioslave. So when they did that spin-off Rage, that would have been immense. And that's what, for me, and it brings back like happy memories of like the first time I heard Rage. And I was a massive Chili's fan as well. So for me, that's like an awesome mix.
Well, I tell you what, Martin, when I first saw Rage Against the Machine, it was not too long after the Subtitle album came out, and what had happened is it was an 18-over show, but what happened is Tommy Morello came out with his bodyguards and said, "You know what, forget this, it's an all-ages show." So he, what he said, kind of took precedent, and so everybody got a chance to go in, and man, it was one of the best shows I've ever seen in my life.
That sounds epic. I'd love that.
Well, we got extremely lucky because they're recording pretty heavy at the door. So that's gonna wrap it up tonight for all of us. Well, for us, our Mike and I here with Bart from Mr.Happychainsaw. But Martin, thank you so much for joining us tonight. It's been a real pleasure.
Thank you for having us. It's been brilliant. Really enjoyed it.
Well, man, we'll have you back on the show again very, very soon because it was a lot of fun, and we'll talk more about music soon. But thank you, man, and we'll talk to you very soon.
Brilliant. Thank you very much.
Right. Have a good night, Martin. Thank you. All right. So that was Martin from Mr.Happychainsaw. And for some reason, we just lost Mike, so we'll get him back in here in just one moment here. Just stand by, and we'll get to our next song. Hello, Mike. Mike? Hello? Let's try this one more time. Mike?
Hello.
Okay, there we go. Alright, so we're back.
Yeah, sorry, there was a little message there as Martin left. Came up on Skype and said, Dr. Bones has left. I was like, that's not right.
Exactly.
He's crucial to me being able to be heard on the airwaves.
Oh, for sure.
But I'm back.
Well, a big thank you to Martin for joining us because it was a lot of fun, and we'll definitely have him back on the show very, very soon. And yeah, it's always a lot of fun. So next up, Mike, we have another new band we got from our submission from our website. This is a band called Guns for Girls, and the song's called Straight Line. Dig this.